When?
Where I am now, better than before, through those open doors. Where I am now, where I am now, I'm in a special place, a tender warm embrace. Where I am now.
It's now time for the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, Where I Am Now.
Where I am now.
And if you'd like to see us live at WGPL 1350 Studio, WMVA 88.9 FM Studio, all you have to do is go to Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton Facebook page, and guess what? You can see us live right here in the studio. And if you want to hear us all over the world, all you have to do is go to 1400am.com, 1350am.com, go to church webcast, click and listen live. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, and a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. E. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day in the neighborhood. Yes, it is.
Well, I tell you what, we want to welcome our neighbors. Let's welcome WGPL 1350 AM listeners.
WGPL 1350 AM listen fees, 95.3 FM, WGMVA 88.9, and WPCE 1400 AM.
Facebook Live is on and popping. Let's welcome Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And we promise we'll shout you out.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Like, share, comment, subscribe. Make sure you go over to all our channels, first of all, but go over to YouTube at Cristo Records 1, Cristo Records 1, and FYI Radio Show host Yolanda Hinton. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and we promise we'll shout you out.
You promise?
We promise. I tell you what, weekend happening, so much going on. Seemed like it was the longest weekend. Let's talk about, first of all, our NSU, our homecoming 2025, which was really a good weekend. Good throughout the week. They had great activities, but it was a great game. Sorry, Norfolk State, that you didn't actually win. But I tell you, it was fun being there.
That's right. I want to say congratulations to all and everybody that showed their great support out there at the parade. From you lined it up so wonderfully down Virginia Beach Boulevard, and look, you had such great activities. Bands showed up, people showed up, and thank you all for supporting homegrown NSU.
Absolutely. They had a men's kind of like a roundtable discussion during that week. Just different activities going on throughout the week. Of course, the pep rallies and things like that. The step shows, all kind of happenings. The game, tailgating. It was just a lot of fun and a lot of people.
That's right. It was a lot of people out there, and the tailgating was fine out there. Some of my friends was out there cooking that tailgate, eat that hamburger, hot dog, you name it, they had it out there. Also want to thank Miss Chevelle Samuel. I want to thank her so very, very much. She had a great, wonderful exhibit going on out there at the STEMS STEM, and you got an opportunity because she was one of our special guests, and we want to thank her for all that she's done at the NSU.
Absolutely. Now you have some numbers for NSU and some of the other colleges. What is going on with the numbers?
Well, when you look at the Mid Atlantic football team, you find that Delaware State, another HBC, uh,
H- HBCU.
Yeah, HCBU. Well, you find that HCBU, yeah,
HBCU.
yeah, you
Okay,
find
Mr. E.
HBCU, you find that the standards are like this. The conference that you had Delaware State, South Carolina State, you had Howard, you had North Carolina Central, you had Morgan State, and you had Norfolk State. When you look at the overall picture of all those schools that are there in the Mid Atlantic East, in the Mid Eastern athletics, you'll find that Delaware State is ranked number one, and then NSU is ranked number last. That's right. The
That's
standards
right.
are 1-0, 1-0 for South Carolina State and Howard 1-0. Then North Carolina Central 0-1, Morgan State 0-1, and Norfolk State is at 0-1. And when you look at the stakes, you'll find that they won. Delaware State won 2, and Norfolk State lost 6. So, better luck next time, NSU. You did a wonderful job, and you played against South Carolina, I think it was.
Yes, yes,
You played
yes.
against South Carolina State, and when you look at the scores for the HBCU schools, you'll find that South Carolina State played against Norfolk State, and the score was 51-20.
Yes.
And if you look at down the line of who they played, you'll find that Norfolk State played against Wagner, and the score was 18-13. They played against Hampton, and the score was 41-34. And then they played against Wolford, and the score was 31-14. And then they turned around and played against South Carolina, and North Carolina lost to them during homecoming week at 51-20. So, next year they're learning. Somebody said they're in the learning stage. They're trying to get it together. And then they fired a lot of the staff. But hey, you did a wonderful job, green and gold.
Yeah, we're going to have to follow Hampton as well. They had homecoming and see what was going on over there, check out their numbers. But we're surrounded by some great universities, Old Dominion University, and wow, we're just going to have to dig a little deep what's around our backyard and what's happening with our colleges, universities, and HBCUs.
And that's a sports world. That's a sports world around here. Don't forget, you got basketball getting ready to come up at NSU.
Mm-hmm.
You got basketball coming up for Old Dominion. Some of the local cats that are going to high school around here is now favorable in these colleges around the 757.
All right, that is absolutely marvelous. Today is FYI Monday Sports Talk.
As we kick off Monday Sports Talk, we look for the NBA. There's some scandalous. There's some things going on in the area, in the world, in the American basketball. Yes. The Chauncey Billups. I got to say, I used to like Chauncey Billups because he played great basketball. The NBA gambling scandal update. Chauncey Billups, Terry Ross arrested. Chauncey Billups, the head coach. The FBI secured multiple indictments for more than 30 people related to these alleged roles in an explosive gambling scandal that has rocked the NBA. Portland Trail Blaze head coach Chauncey Billups, Miami Heat guard Terry Rosso, and former NBA player Damian Jones all were arrested as part of an investigation which involved an extensive illegal gambling ring. FBI Director Crush Pentel said during the news conference Thursday, Billups was charged in connection with an illegal poker operation. Now they said it's part of the mafia also. It was gambling with the
That's
operation tied to the
crazy.
mafia.
Oh my goodness.
So
Yes.
this gambling ring that they had going on in the NBA, there's a lot of other players that was involved in this also, Miss Hinton. You'll find that there was Trailblazer attorney Haywood said and issued a statement to ESPN. Anyone who knows Chauncey Billups know he's a man of integrity.
Oh,
Men of integrity do not cheat nor default others. Well, they found out that Chauncey Billups is one of the ones that was
oh
caught in a
my.
mafia
Well,
scandal.
I tell you what, it's gonna be an investigation. It's all over the news. I mean, all the tea in China. But we're gonna see where it goes, and you got a lot of different opinions and things like that out there. But we're gonna find out if he's guilty. This is alleged. This is have to be proven. But it doesn't sound good.
And they said Chauncey Billups never break down. He did not plan to do so. Now he will fight these allegations with the same tenacity that marked his 28 years career. We're looking forward to our day in court. Chauncey Billups, a man of standard, a man of integrity. They are really trying to put the screws to you. And why would the mafia do that? That's a question that we have to leave on the table.
Absolutely. We're going to follow up on this. This is very interesting. Like I said, it's all over the place, and we'll see what happens. In the meantime, this is our Monday's FYI's NFL Week 8.
And when you look at week number 8, tonight, the Kansas City Chiefs plays against the Commanders. So you might as well go ahead and get your popcorn and your peanuts together because I heard a lot of the Commanders jaw jacking against the Cowboys because the Cowboys played yesterday. Well,
Woo!
and like I told them that you always want to put anybody that plays against the Cowboys, you always want them to win. Well, the Commanders play tonight, and I'm predicting that Patrick Mahomes will dog wash the Commanders tonight. There's talk that Jaden might be out there. He might not, since he got hurt playing against the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, Mr. E, I could probably say that too, but you got to look at these numbers. They're very close. The Commanders are 3-4, the Chiefs 4-3. It could be any man's game. I can see if the Chiefs was like the Jets. It had no. The numbers were so good, but these guys, they got to work this season for their numbers. In the meantime, the Commanders are doing halfway pretty good.
Well, when you look at the division that they're in a division with the Philadelphia Eagles, the Dallas Cowboys, and the New York Giants. You'll find that in that division, you'll find that they are number 3 in that division. They're below the Dallas Cowboys. When you look at your 2025 standards, you'll find where they lie. In the NFC standards, you find that the Philadelphia Eagles are 6-1.
Yeah.
The Dallas Cowboys are 3-4-1. And the Commanders are 3-4 also. The New York Giants are a 2-6, and what divvies it up that makes the Cowboys lead them is by points. It's by the difference is by points, 4.5 points difference than the Commanders. But but then you see that is what has been going on for years. That the Commanders have been below the Dallas Cowboys, and then you got to look at the division. That Philadelphia Eagles are still the champions in this division. They look like another Super Bowl champion coming around their way. But here's another twist in the stars now. When you look at the Minnesota Vikings playing against the Chargers, the San Diego Chargers, you find that the Vikings lost again. Their score was 37-10.
Yes.
They won 3 games, and the Chargers won 5 games. So the score is 37-10. Tonight's game, pick who you picking tonight's Commanders against the Chiefs.
Any man's game.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong. The Chiefs are a fan favorite for me. The Commanders are kind of like they kind of like we talk about sometimes surprises. Sometimes they are surprises. They have surprises. The reason I say that is because they are fairly new. Now they're not as new as they were, but they're fairly new, and they seem like they're trying to really come up. So they're one of the teams I think they will give you a surprise every now and then. But the Chiefs are definitely my favorite.
That's right. Patrick Mahomes will come. Well, he's scrambling too this year.
Yeah, this year he is.
The Chiefs are scrambling. They are not like they used to. Somebody said that the Commanders are a one-hit wonder. They did it last year. They looked good last year, but they can't duplicate or repeat what they did last year. And then when Jalen got hurt, they said, "Welcome to the big league," because not only did his left leg get hurt the first time, now his right leg is hurting also, and got tore up also. So
yes.
We wish them best. A good farewell to turn. Well, the Chargers played against the Vikings, and the score was 37-10. And then when you move down, the Dolphins finally, the Miami Dolphins finally beat the Atlanta Falcons, and the Dolphins are 2-6, and the Atlanta Falcons are 3-4. Wow. So the Dolphins finally beat the game 34-10.
Dolphins are not doing that good this season. Last season they did okay, but they didn't look better starting out the season than they are now. I'm a little concerned about them, but they did happen to win this game 34-10, which was pretty good.
What a barn burner. The Cincinnati Bengals played against the Jets. The Jets are 1-7, and the Bengals are 3-5, but the Jets came through by 1 point, and the score was 39-38. But the Cleveland Browns played against the New England Patriots. When you look at the New England Patriots, that's Tom Brady, Brady and all them boys that they normally would beat. That's the team that your Wilson left from the New England Patriots, and he went on down the line. And the New England Patriots, they beat. They're the 6-2 now without TB, without Tom Brady. They are 6-2, played against the Cleveland Browns. Steve Harvey, I know that you're upset, but your Browns are 2-6, and the score was last night 32-13.
This is the worst I think I've seen the Browns.
No,
the Browns. I mean, to start off the season, they haven't done that well, and I think last year they didn't do much of anything. The year before, because my grandson loves the Browns. The year before and the year before, you could see a little consistency with some wins. But this year, I don't know what to say about the Browns and how they can. Hopefully, they'll get some momentum and start winning some games. But they lost to the Patriots.
And if you want to chime in, you can give us a call at 757-624-9475. That's 757-624-9475. You can talk football with us. The Philadelphia Eagles played against the New York Giants in our division, and the Philadelphia Eagles beat the brakes off the New York Giants 38-20. Saquon Barkley got a little hurt. He pulled a little hamstring on yesterday, but he will be back on to the next game. Well, they took him through the 10th.
Yeah, these injuries, I mean, they're coming frequent with all these teams and things like that. I hate to see them hurt. Some of the major players go out, and it's like, I don't know if it just changes everything up, but, maybe there is going to be a time when people are players not able to. I mean, they can stay in and really do the job that we pay them for. The Eagles. Speaking of the Eagles, they are on a roll. They are definitely fire. What's making them so good? They're consistent. They just can play. What's going on? Why are they so good?
Well, when you look at the Philadelphia Eagles got a well groomed team. They got good offense and they got good defense. They playing good on both sides of the ball. They got great offensive lines that's holding things up for Jalen Hurts, and they also got a great line that opened up doors for Saquon. But when you look at the New York Giants, who they play, and the defense for the Philadelphia Eagles, they are top of the line. They got great defensive wide receivers and linebackers. They just got it going on. They got a well balanced team on both offense and defense. So when you come against the Philadelphia Eagles, you got to be ready to play some ball.
I want to know why the Buffalo Bills beat the Panthers so bad. They both basically have the same numbers. The Bills are 5-2, Panthers 4-4, but they got a good spanking on yesterday, 40-9. What did Bills do good? What did Panthers do not so good?
The Panthers, the Bills did. They trust their quarterback Dalton. They allowed him to play the game that he signed up to play for. He played the game. He passed for 178 yards and he had one interception, but he hit his numbers of 18 out of 24 passes that he did throw. So we're proud of what he did, and that's how they beat him. 40-9, the Carolina Panthers. Well, they trying to bounce back. Cam Newton need to go back out there with the Carolina Panthers and help them to rise so that they can be able to win some games. Well, your boys played against the Chicago Bears on yesterday, the Ravens, and Lamar Jackson did not play. He is not playing, but they came through without him, and they beat the Chicago Bears 30-16.
I'm glad. I was concerned about the Ravens too. Now look at their numbers, 2-5. That's not like the Ravens. The Ravens usually have better numbers, and their season, they come out swinging. This time, I'm a little iffy about them. But here's the Bears. They were on a pretty good roll. They're 4-3 for the season. But they got themselves toe up on yesterday.
What an upset. The Houston Texans played against the San Francisco 49ers. That was what you call one of the greatest upsets out there. Yes. When you look at what they did, the Houston Texans, who is a 3-4, playing against the San Francisco 49ers, which is a 5-3. And then you got Jay Stroud, and then you got that 49er, that running back. My friend normally calls me on today, and we talk about his man, McCaffrey. When Jay Stroud did wonderful, he threw for about 319 yards on yesterday, and he hit one of the greatest stretch that he had 39 out of 30. He had 30 out of 39 and no interceptions and 2 touchdowns that Jay Stroud did for the 49ers, and we're so proud of him. But the 49ers couldn't pull it through.
They couldn't pull it through, but they're not doing bad for the season so far. They're 5-3, and hopefully they'll keep. They haven't been doing that bad on last season, but maybe they'll get their win too. They're not far from from doing good. From good numbers.
That's right. So our hats off to them, and so we'll skip the Saints. They lost so bad. I forgot.
Oh
who the
my
team
goodness!
That they
The
played.
Saints and the because I did put my eyeballs on that. I'm just, let me say something about the Saints. Lord knows, have mercy on y'all. You're not doing that well. The numbers are 1-7. What's happening to the Saints? I mean, they haven't been all that anyway, but they did a little bit better last season.
The Saints played against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Absolutely,
and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is not taking no hostages. And they are 6-2 in the division. They are winning 6-2. But the Saints, New Orleans Saints, has fallen all the way down. Was playing some ball last year, but right now the Saints are 1-7. 1-7. And whoever heard of the Saints being that low, that's down at the bottom. at the bottom of the barrel. So now the Saints, they better get ready for the Rams. So that's who they play next.
Mhm.
But the score for the Saints and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers was 23-3. Then you got the Dallas Cowboys who played against the Denver Broncos.
Oh, wow.
What an upset
That was
game.
a good game, though. I saw
But-
that game on yesterday.
But the Broncos are doing wonderful in the league. They're 6-2, and the Cowboys are 3-4. What makes that game so good? They have good offense and defense. The defense for the Denver Broncos, if you've been sleeping on the Broncos, wake up, because the Denver Broncos didn't take no hostages on yesterday. Maybe because they playing the number 3, 4, 5 squad, which is on defense, which is the Dallas Cowboys, who allow, if Dak threw a touchdown, they allow the other team to throw a touchdown. The defense for the Dallas Cowboys is just like the defense for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They are at the bottom of the barrel.
Well, the Cowboys, they played a little bit, but they were making goofy mistakes. And the Broncos, they were just kind of consistent and just, doing what they do. They have good numbers and pretty good numbers. And the thing about it is, I really haven't followed the Broncos that much. I'm going to have to keep my eyeball on them. What do you think about the Cowboys? You think they're going to start really getting great momentum moving toward, winning games against who's coming up, as a matter of fact?
Well, the Dallas Cowboys got another meeting today with the coach, with the owners. He's got another meeting.
How come?
Because the defense has been falling down. The defense is not playing no football whatsoever.
And why?
Because they don't have everything in the in the backfield defensive is there is nobody out there. Bland cannot do it by himself. And Diggs, who's supposed to be back there, who's supposed to be back there, he's on the injured reserve list. So they cannot. Bland cannot do it by himself. And what they doing, instead of they playing up 5 and back, they playing 10 and back. And see, even when the cornerbacks and the safeties are playing 10 and back, that means they're 10 yards away from the offensive player, and the offensive player gain more momentum and run right past them.
Wow.
And the quarterback throws the ball like a Hail Mary, and guess what? They catching it.
What you think about Dak, though? Dak, what you think about him this season?
Dak is known for MVP. They got him chanting MVP. Dak is playing some football. So you got to give it, for him not playing. Now, here's another thing that you'll find that is going to create a ruckus in the Dallas Cowboys squad is when you get C.D. Lamb back out there.
Absolutely.
C.D. Lamb is jealous because Pickens is got balls thrown to him.
Why you say jealous? You really think so?
Oh yeah. C.D. Lamb wants to be the man. When you look at the Dallas Cowboys offense, you find that there's a fellow by the name of C.D. Lamb whose number is 88, and then you got Pickens who plays the same position. Dallas has a dynasty because C.D. Lamb can be on the left side and Pickens on the right side, and they got a tight end that's awesome also. 3 different weapons that Dak has an opportunity to throw to. But C.D. Lamb cannot get open. They zeroing in on Pickens. They got the offensive tight end. They got him zeroed in. And then Mr. Williams, who's the running back for the Cowboys, he's got butterfingers because when you give him the ball, either he's fumbling it, can't keep a hold of it, and that breaks down everything.
Well, you better talk about the Colts because they seem like they're unstoppable. They got a 7-1 season. They played the Titans. They won 38-14. That was a good game.
That was a great game. But you got to look at the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans is just like they did last year. Joe Jonah, I know you're listening. that your team has a 1-7, the same thing they did last year. They're not doing anything. My nephew Tracy, you're not doing anything out there.
Popular name, but you're not doing nothing. You just your numbers are terrible. 1-7, Titans. You're gonna have to tighten up.
They said the same thing they did last year. Well, here's the thing that broke the straw that broke the
Oh,
camel
that
back.
was amazing.
The Pittsburgh Steelers lost to the Green Bay
Yes.
Packers. The talk on the town is that the Pittsburgh Steelers defense is just like the Dallas Cowboy defense. They need to fix and repair daily.
Well, we'll see how they do this season. And Green Bay, they kind of like doing some things. They're 5-1, and we'll see how it goes.
That's right. And when Green Bay Packers, they got out my man Parson. I'm still promoting his jersey. They got Parson out there, so hey,
yes,
go for it. Go for it.
We shall see. We shall see. Look, don't forget to join us this evening. FY After Dark. We have Jason Baker, cryptocurrency, money, and more. But we'll also see you on Wednesday for Men's Issues. Have a blessed day.
For the past 30 minutes, you've been listening to Sports Talk on FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. Don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9:30 to 10, right here on WGPL 1350, Peach 95.3, WMVA 88.9, and 95.3, and on all social media platforms from 9:30 to 10. Have a wonderful, wonderful Monday. Bye now.
Started out with a smile on my face.
All right. Monday Sports Talk. What do you all think about the numbers, the winners, the losers, the surprises, the injuries? So many injuries. It's kind of like make my nerves bad, Mr. E. It just seems like, you come in, you're looking for a good game, and all of a sudden somebody's broke up, busted, and disgusted out of the game, and it seems like everything changes from there. Let's hope and pray that these guys, can stay in the game for the season. That we're not losing great quarterbacks and great all these other folk. It's just too much. In the meantime, upcoming shows, FYI After Dark, Jason Baker, cryptocurrency, and more. That's this evening at 6 p.m. on all social media platforms. Please join us there. Also, Tony Jones is going to come back with us on our After Dark show, Community Advocate. Also, Around the Town, Edward Everett, Hot Topics, Yolanda Hinton, Real Estate. Chris Hinton is going to be on either After Dark or our morning live show. We will actually get you that information. Also, Fun Friday, Women's Issues, and also follow us on social media. Please subscribe to all our channels. And you can also be a special guest, intern, or sponsor. But FYI, Mr. E has the T.
If you'd like to be a special guest or sponsor of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, all you have to do is give us a call at 757-714 7861. That's 757-714-7861. Or you can inbox us at FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com. That's FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com. Don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on WPCE 1400, Peace 95.3 FM, WMVA 88.9, and WNW Praise 95.3 FM.
All right. If you all have any suggestions for some hot topics, if you have any information for around the town, please inbox us or, give us that email. We would love to have your input. And don't forget to join this evening at 6 p.m. if you want a little information about cryptocurrency, bitcoins, and all that good stuff, and how you should invest or who should invest. Let us know. Thank you, TikTok, for joining us. Thank you, all you guys that are on. Thank you for your support. Sheila Robbins, everybody that's on. See, I don't know if you can see anybody, but you guys, thank you, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Bye now.